Hello everybody, welcome to today's session. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend in the sunshine. Let's get started. So we're going to start with our neck stretch, which we did last week at the end of class. So you can stay standing if you don't like being on your knees or seated. So all we're going to do here is just drop the head down onto one side. Take your hand over onto the ear, pulling that head down, you're reaching the arm away. From there we're lifting the head up, tipping over onto the side, hand comes across, reach the arm away. One more time on each side, tip the head over, the hand comes across, reaching the arm away. Last time, tipping over, take the hand across, reach the arm away. And relaxing there, we're going to go into our breathing, so we're coming onto our back. So as you come onto your breathing, as normal, we take those knees bent, feet on the floor, just rest those arms down beside you. From here, we're going to be taking those nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through a pursed lip. Breathing in and out. So as you're taking nice deep breaths in and out, I want you to think about the position of those hips. We're keeping them nice and level. Imagine there's a torch on each hip bone, they're shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. Nice deep breaths. We're keeping the upper body nice and relaxed. So you want your shoulders down, chest is nice and open. Keeping the weight even through those feet. So remember, big toe, little toe and heel. And just gently tighten the tummy. Next time that you breathe out, I'd like you to tuck the pelvis under, so you're flattening your lower back into the mat. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to release out to neutral. Tucking under to flatten, holding there, releasing out. So as you're tucking under, you're trying to find that nice, strong, flat back position. using just the pelvis and the tummy muscles to move. This next one, we're going to hold our flat back position, so we're tucking under to hold. As we hold here, we're going to start to work on our pelvic floor. So as you breathe out, you're going to tighten all the way in with the pelvic floor. Exhale to release. Keeping that flat back, we're tightening all the way in. And release. Sorry, I've just told that breathing completely the wrong way. As you breathe out, you're going to pull in. Inhale to release. Sorry, the baby brain. Exhale to tighten. And release. So as you're tightening, you should feel as though those tummy muscles are working harder and your back is slightly flatter into the floor. Half this contraction. So 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Inhale to release. So you still want to keep those shoulders away from the ears. Chest is nice and open. So if you're feeling really tense, just turn those palms up towards the ceiling. You're pulling your tummy all the way down towards your spine. Keeping that weight even through those feet, so big toe, little toe and heel. Let's have one last time. So 20 to 25% tightening. So this should feel like a very gentle lifting. Something that you could sustain throughout any exercise if you needed to. It's just working in the background. Flat back should feel nice and strong. You're using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor to help you to stay there. We're going to bring both legs up into a tabletop position. So bring your knees up over your hips, your shins parallel to the ceiling. I want you to glue those legs together. As you breathe out, you're tipping both legs over to the side, releasing one hip from the floor. Inhale to the centre, and we're swapping sides, tipping over. and centre. And tip over and centre. So although one hip is releasing from the floor, we're keeping both shoulders in contact with the mat. So we want this twist through the waist. You're going to lose some of that flat back position. Just find it as you come into the centre. So think tummy muscles tighten to take you over. They pull in more to bring you back to the centre, where you find that flat back and then you're swapping sides. Got 2 more on each side, but you're going to tip over and centre. Tip over and centre. Last one on each side, we're tipping over and centre. Tipping over and centre. From there we're going to hug those knees into the chest, rock from side to side. Then we'll be on our hands and knees for our stretch out through our back. Just going to grab a drink there with me. Okay, so as you come onto your hands and knees, I'm going to take those hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We want to have this tummy already nice and tightened. As you breathe out, I want you to tuck the pelvis under so we start to curve the back. We're arching the spine and we're dropping the head. Holding here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let the pelvis come back out through the spine. Piece by piece. And the head lifts. Tucking under to curve. Arching the spine. Dropping the head, we hold and releasing out piece by piece, and the head lifts. So we're trying to get lots of movement through that back, working into each section of your spine. Piece by piece. So if you do have any areas that are feeling really stiff or sore, we're just going to slow them down. Taking your time to work into each vertebrae, one by one. So as we're curving this back, think of pulling that tummy all the way in. As you're releasing to your start position, think shoulders come away from the ears. And we lift that head. Let's take 2 more here. We're tucking under to curve. Arching the back, drop that head, we hold. Releasing out through the spine. Your head is the last thing to lift. One more here. We're tucking under to curve. Arching the back, drop the head. We hold. Releasing out through the spine. Lifting that head. From there, you're just going to push back into a shell stretch. So bottom towards the feet, reach those arms out in front. And then we're going to go on to our sides for our chest opening stretch. So as you lay on your side, take those legs bent, they're together. Head is down, bring those arms out beside you. Not beside you, sorry, in front of you. Losing my mind today. And want your hands to be palm to palm. So we're going to lift this top hand up so that your fingertips point towards the ceiling. Taking the head with you, we're twisting away. Holding here to stretch. Before lifting back up and over. To come down palm to palm. So top arm is lifting, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you and we twist away. We're holding here to stretch. Before lifting back up and over. To come down palm to palm. So we're keeping these legs glued together and grounded. We want this twist to come through the waist. The arm is reaching nice and long, stretching from the fingertips all the way into your armpits. So really opening up this chest. Nice deep breaths. Keep looking at that hand, the fingertips, as long as you can here. So we know we're getting a good range of movement through the neck. We've got two more here. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We're twisting away. We hold. Before lifting back up and over. To come down palm to palm. Last one here. Lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We're twisting away. Holding here, we stretch. Before we lift back up and over. To come down palm to palm. So from here we're just swapping sides. So same thing, you're laying on your side with your legs bent, one on top of the other. Arms are long, palms are together. Head is dropping down. That top arm lifts, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you and we twist away. We hold here for our stretch before we lift back up and over. To come down palm to palm. The top arm lifts, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you. We're twisting away, we hold. Before coming back up and over. Coming down palm to palm. So remembering again here that you want those legs glued together. They're grounded. The twist is coming through the waist. Nice deep breaths. Keeping the arm nice and long. So we're stretching from the fingertips all the way into the armpits. Really opening up in the chest. We're looking at that hand for as long as we can. So we know we're getting a good range of movement through the neck. We're going to take 2 more here. So we're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, we're twisting away. Hold here to stretch. Before lifting back up and over. To come down palm to palm. Last one, lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Take the head with you, we're twisting away, we hold. Before coming back up and over, all the way down, palm to palm. From there we're going to take a nice full body stretch. And we're coming on to our backs. Grab a drink if you need one. I seem a little crippled today. I spent across the weekend approximately 8 hours in a car, so my hips are really sore from sitting in a car all weekend, driving to Peterborough and back yesterday and the day before, so don't worry if I seem like I'm a little bit crippled today. Okay, so as you lay on your back, we want to take those knees bent, feet on the floor. We want to be in a neutral position, so you want that curve under the lower back, just big enough to be able to get part of your hand underneath. And we're placing those hands down beside us. From here, we're going to take a nice deep breath in to nod the head, so your chin goes to your chest. Exhale to lift those shoulders up from the floor, arms along. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest, lifting up. We hold. Control back down. So you're pulling the tummy all the way down. That's what's going to give you this lift from the floor. Your chin to chest to relax that neck. Just think nice big nod of the head then, get the tummy working. Nice deep breaths. We've got the arms reaching really long, so take those shoulders away from the ears. Use that pelvic floor. Let's take 2 more here, then we'll change the movement slightly. So chin to chest, lifting up, we hold. Control back down. Last one here, chin to chest, we're lifting up. Control back down. So from here, we're still going to do this first bit of the lift. What we're then going to do is reach one hand to the ankle on the same side, so you're hinging through your waist. We come back to the centre and down. Then we're going to swap sides, chin to chest and lift. We're reaching back to the centre and down. You can support the head here if you need to. Just then try and make sure that you're taking just the one hand away. Then come back to the centre and down, then you can swap sides. You still want to have that chin to chest position. To allow that neck to stay nice and relaxed. long through the arm that's reaching. We're working down the sides of our waist. We're still taking nice deep breaths. We're going to take 2 more on each side. Chin to chest, lifting up. We reach back to the center and down. One more time, chin to chest, lifting up. We reach back to the center and down. I think I missed one out. Let's do one more on each side. Chin to chest and lift. We reach back to the center and down. Last one, chin to chest, lift, reach, center and down. From there, hug those knees into your chest. Good. If you need a drink, then grab one. We're going to be on either our knees or our fronts. So I'm pretty much in camera today. That's really good. Okay, so if you don't like bearing weight through your knees, if your knees are quite sore or you just don't feel comfortable there, then you can lay on your fronts, nice and long, hands mat width apart. We've done it loads, but I always say if you're not sure, then drop me a message and I'll share a video of me doing it earlier on when I was able to lay on my front, or I'll get my husband to be a model. So we're going to be, if not, you'll be knelt up, and what I want is your knees to be directly under your hips and about hip width apart. You want your feet to just be resting behind you, but if you suffer from cramp, especially in the lower leg, get those toes nice and tucked under, and that will help to reduce that and get rid of it a little bit. Hands are nice and rest down beside you. Try and keep that chest quite open. If you find you're quite curved in your lower back, if I move my top, because it's really exaggerated for me at the moment, here, then think about just tucking those hips under to relieve that just a little bit if you can. Just something to be aware of. It can cause a little bit of strain to that lower back if you continue to have that position. Slightly tucking that head in, so you've got a nice chin to chest position. Not too much, we just don't want to be flinging that head backwards. So from here, as you breathe in, you're going to tighten your tummy and lean back through your knees, hinging back. Exhale, squeeze your bottom, drive back up. We're hinging back. Squeeze and lift. Hinging back. Squeeze and lift. So my hinge is quite small. I just want you to make sure that you're not hinging through the hips here. It's through your knees. So mine's really small. You can make yours bigger. It hasn't got to be the same size as mine. But keep it small if that's what more comfortable for you. The bigger you make this, the more you're going to fire up through those quads to the front of the legs. Make sure you've got that squeeze in the bottom to drive the hips forwards. We're going to do 2 more here, then add some movement in. So we're going to inhale back, exhale to lift, inhale back, exhale to lift. So from here we're going to bring the arms in front. If you're laying on your front, from here what I want you to do is just lift alternating hands from the floor as you come up. If you're on your knees and your hands are going to come in front of you, about chest height, and you're going to twist as you lean and back up. So you might now want to make that lean a little smaller because you're adding a twist in as well, just until you can see where that weight placement is comfortable for you. And the twist doesn't have to be massive if you've not got a great deal of range of movement there. But you still want to have this tightening through your tummy. Breathe in as you go back. Exhale as you lift. Take the head with you. 2 more on each side. We lean and twist. And centre. Lean and twist. And centre. One more time on each side. Lean and twist. Centre. Lean and twist. And centre. Relaxing there. Whichever position that you've been in. come into a shell stretch position. So push your bottom to your feet and reach those arms forwards. From there, we're going to be going to the 100. But of course, grab yourself a drink if you need one. Okay, so coming into your 100 position. So just come onto your back. For now, just settle in a position that's nice and comfortable for you. I'm going to talk you through what we're doing anyway. So, we're going to obviously be in our flat back position. We're always in for 100. So nice and tucked under. There's no gap underneath that lower spine. From there, we're going to lift our legs up into tabletop. So knees above your hips. Shins parallel to the ceiling. So we want to have that kind of boxy position while you maintain your flat back. If you want to make that more challenging, start to bring your legs further away from your body, so your knees will start to angle away. Shins stay parallel and you're keeping your flat back. If you're not able to do that, that box shape is absolutely fine. From there, we're chin to chest and lifting up, and those palms are facing the ceiling. So we'll be pushing up for your 100 repetitions. 5 as you breathe in, and 5 as you breathe out. It's the same as usual, so it'll look like this with the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. After that, you're going to take those hands behind your head. You're going into 2 sets of 8, sitting up towards those legs. From there, we're going to go straight into 2 sets of 8 and reaching across towards the knee. You're changing sides each time. And then from there, we hug those knees in and we take a full body stretch. Okay? So we'll go all together. Find that nice, strong, flat back position, really tucked under. We're losing that gap. Your legs lift to tabletop. Bring your knees above your hips. Shins parallel to the ceiling. Then we're going to nod the head, lift those shoulders, bring the arms long, turn the palms up towards the ceiling. So from here, we inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvic floor 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying there, take those hands behind the head. We're going into sit-ups for 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more, 8, 7, 6. Tummy's in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're reaching across to opposite knee for 8. Swap sides. 7, 6, 5, 4. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Last set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there. Hug those knees in towards your chest. And then bring yourself into a full body stretch. You can give those arms and legs a little shake out if you need to. Okay, then we're going to go into a stretch. So we're going to come onto or into a kneeling position. We haven't done this one for a little while, but good to get into those hips. I'll just bring this out of the way. So if you don't like kneeling, a cushion or something like that will be fine underneath the knee. You're not going to be there for a very long time. We're just holding that stretch. So see how you find it. We have done this one before. So we're going to bring one leg up, so you're only on one knee, and you want your foot directly underneath your knee. So I'll come a bit closer because I'm chopping my head off here. I'll just bring my mat. Ooh. Okay. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. Heel underneath your knee. This knee here should be underneath your hip. So your knees are in line with whichever other bit of the leg that they're with. And again, we talked about this. I'm going to pull my top tight so you can really see my back. This curved position here. So what I want you to do is think about pushing your bottom forwards. So you're going to be squeezing your bottom. And then this underneath thigh is going to be the one that you should feel it in. So you'll feel it in that underneath leg. This leg here is more for stability. So you're pushing your bottom under and forwards into this knee here. So you should really feel it fire up through your bottom, fire up through that thigh. Stay tall in the body, get those shoulders down. Really tucking under. Relax. You're swapping sides. So the knee comes down, step the other leg forwards. The same again, you're going to tuck your bottom under. Hopefully you can see that positional change in my back. Let me hold my top tight, move my arm. So I'm here, I'm going to tuck under. I'm hoping you can see that. So bottom is really squeezed. This front thigh is really firing up, as well as the glutes. This leg is quite relaxed, it's stabilising me. Pushing under. So you should feel a nice stretch down this front thigh. Working through the glutes, staying tall through the body. The taller you get, the more you'll feel that you can get that tuck under position. Nice deep breaths. Good and relaxed there. Then we're going to go straight into our pigeon stretch. I know some of you really hate this one, some of you really love it. I'm a one that really loves it, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't teach it. So you've got your two different options. You're either going to be having one leg completely in front of you, like I'm here, with the other leg behind. If that's too much, step that leg forwards and have either this knee down or lengthened out, whatever is the most comfortable for you. So choose the position that you're going to use. And then one leg is lengthening away, one leg is tucking under. From here, you can either stand nice long arms, your chest is really lifted. If you feel flexible and comfortable enough, you can drop onto those forearms. Okay, you might find that you're flexible enough to drop on your forearms, but you feel more of a stretch when you're upright. So just decide which one feels better for you in your body. You want that nice stretch. Different people will feel this in different places depending on where you're tight. But for me, I feel this right in the top of this leg and down the back of that leg. That's because today I'm really tight, like I said, from being in the car for a long period of time. If you're in that tall position with those shoulders down, chest lifted. You shouldn't be ragging through the breathing, so control it. We're going to relax there. And obviously swap sides. So again, you either step this foot forwards and in front, or you can drop it underneath you. This leg is the leg that I have problems through the hip, so it's staying nice and high, and that leg is out. So again, you're either on nice high arms or drop down onto those forearms if you can. And relax it. Just take a shell stretch back and just take those knees a little wider than you usually have them. So you can just get into that hip a little bit more. And then we're going to come into our frog stretch. So you're just going to take both knees out, the soles of your feet together. And we're going to do our forcing those legs down with our muscular strength. So sitting up tall as you can. Think about pushing those knees down, but you're not physically actually touching them, so they're going to push away. Excuse me, and lift, push away, and lift, push, and lift, push, and lift. Got 2 more here, push the legs away. And lift, push them away, and lift, and then relax and take hold of those hands, leaning forwards. This is where you can push your hands into your legs if you want to increase that stretch. Dropping that head. And relax. Grab yourself a drink. And then we're going to be on our sides. So we're going to work on the legs. So we're going to start with clams, which we've not done the last couple of times we've done legs. So bring your legs bent. Remember, we're wanting to have, if you can, this arm long with the head resting on it. But if that is a problem, you can come into a bent elbow supporting the head. So see how you find that position. From here, just drive those legs up as high as you can. And think about gluing your ankles and your feet together. Taking a hand onto the hip, and this is just to check those hips don't move. So you shouldn't be letting them rock all over the place. They're nice and solid in that position. So from here, we're going to lift that top leg up, and your knees just going to as far as you can without releasing and letting those hips go, and come back down. We're lifting up and down. Nice deep breaths. Lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. We're taking 4 more here. They're nice and controlled as you lift up and down. Lift up and down. Last 2. Lifting up and down. 1 more here. Lifting up and down. From there, we need to take the legs out nice and long. So this is the same as always. What you want to do is have the legs long. If you flex your feet and look down your body, you should be able to see your toes. If you're not able to do that, then bring those legs a little bit closer towards your body to bring them further forward. So you're not in a dead straight line, you're a little bit angled, a little bit curved. This hand on the hip, just use the reference point to check that your hips are nice and lifted and on top of one another. So you don't want to be sitting too far forwards or too far back, which will feel far more comfortable and easier but I want you to be right on top of one another. So you should feel like you're struggling to balance. You can use your hand for support. Zip right up underneath that waist. Here, I want you to lift this top leg up just to hip height pointed. Flex to come back down. Point to lift. Flex to come back down. We're lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. We're halfway here. Lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. 2 more. Lift up and down. Lift up and down. So we're going to go into circles. So again, you're lifting up, we're circling forwards for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing down there. So we're going to go into lifting both legs up together. Remember, they need to be nice and stacked. No, we're not, that's a lie. We're lifting the top leg up, then the bottom leg, they come down together. I'm getting ahead of myself here. We're lifting up, up and down. Lifting up, up and down. Lifting up, up and down. We're halfway, lift, lift and down. Lift, lift and down. Last 2. Lift, lift and down. Lift, lift and down. Now we're going to double lifts and down. Lift and down. We're lifting up and down. Lift and down. 4 more. Lift and down. Lift and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. Relaxing there. Give those legs a little shake out if you need to. We're going to swap sides. So you can bring yourself up and around. You'll definitely be there far quicker than I will. Okay, so remember that arm is reaching out if you can to rest your head on. Driving those legs forwards. Gluing the feet together. Hand is on the hip just for that stability through the pelvis. We're lifting that top knee up and down. Lift and down. Clams up and down. Nice deep breaths. Lift and down. 4 more. Lift and down. Lift and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. From here, excuse me, straighten those legs out long and away from you. And remember to flex those feet and look down the body. So you should be able to see those toes. Your hand on the hip is a reference point here to make sure they're stacked. Remember, zipping up underneath the waist, you can use your hand for support. Top leg lifts pointed. Flex to come back down. We point to lift. Flexing down. Point to lift. Flexing down. Pushing into that heel. Point to lift. Flexing down. 4 more. Point to lift. Flexing down. Lifting up. Flexing down. Last 2. We're lifting up. Flexing down. Lifting up. Flexing down. So we're going into another lift. Circle that foot for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop that foot down. Top leg lifts. Bottom leg meets it. Back down together. Lift up, up and down. Lift, lift and down. We lift, lift and down. 4 more, lifting up, up and down, lifting up, up and down. Last 2, lifting up, up and down, lifting up, up and down. Double lifts coming up and down, lift and down. We're lifting up and down, lift and down, lifting up and down. 4 more, lift and down, lift and down. Last 2, lift and down, lift and down. Come into a full body stretch, roll onto your back and give those legs a nice shake out. Get yourself a drink if you need one. And then we're going to be on our hands and knees. So once you're ready to go on your hands and knees, same as normal, we always do this one into knee lifts. You got your hands under your shoulders, knees under those hips, and we're going to tuck those toes under. If your wrists are sore, you can't bear weight on them, bring yourself down to your forearms. Remember to keep those forearms parallel. They're not knocking in or splaying out. They're nice and open. From here, as you breathe out, you're pulling your tummy in, pressing into your hands and your feet to lift those knees off of the ground. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. And down. And down. So you're thinking tummy muscles are lifting you. Your hands and your feet are just there for support. And down. You want to keep that head in line with the rest of your spine, so just make sure that you're not dropping the head, not pushing all the way up, just looking down towards that mat just in front of the fingertips. If you're on your forearms, you're looking straight down towards the floor. Okay, so don't look up to the fingertips, you'll put that strain through the neck. You've got 4 more here. We're lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Last 2, lift up and down. Lift up and down. From there, take a shell stretch back and roll through those wrists. And then we're doing our planks. So today it doesn't matter if you're on long arms or forearms, so if you really need to drop onto those forearms and give those wrists a rest. So, I'm not sure if we've done these ones in lockdown, so if you don't usually do classes, these would be a fun new treat for you. We've definitely done something similar before, usually with the ring, I think, in class. So hands or forearms to the front of your mat. Step that leg out behind, take your weight into the toes. The other leg comes up to join it, and we're going to get that nice long position here. From here, you're going to take one hand out wider, then the other hand out wider. Bring the hand in, and relax. I'll demonstrate front on so you can see what my hands are doing. So step back, come into that nice long line. Oh, hang on, you can't see my hands, defeats the object. Come into that nice long line. We're going to step out, in, and relax. What I don't want you to do is to go, okay? Keep it slow and controlled. Yeah, so find that strong plank position. Squeeze your bum, pull your tummy in. Take your time to come out, in, and relax. Take these in your own time. Hasn't got to be out really wide. You just want it to be wider, back. So keep it small and build on it if you're feeling like the stability isn't there and like you're not really comfortable with that movement. Make sure that as you come into your plank, you're not dropping those hips. Remember, that puts loads of pressure through your back. Tighten that tummy and lift them up. And breathe. Yeah, keep it really controlled. It doesn't matter how long it takes you. It's about that controlled position, that long diagonal or flat line if you're on your forearms through your body. Don't let that neck strain. Remember, keeping it in line with the rest of the spine. You're controlled, you're breathing. Let's take 2 more here. We're going to step back, step back. Strong plank position. Stepping out, out, in, relax. Got 1 more. Tucking under as you step back, long line. Coming out, out, in. Relaxing there. Take your stretch back and roll through those wrists. Grabbing yourself a drink if you need one, and you have one. From there, bring yourself into a seated, knelt or standing position for our finishing stretch. Completely up to you what you find the most comfortable. And we're going to go into rolling those shoulders back. And forwards. Take those arms up nice and long. We're going to lift all the way up. And we're stretching over. Coming back to the centre. We're lifting up. We're stretching over. 1 more time on each side. We're lifting all the way up. And over. We're lifting up. And over. And relaxing there. That is the end of today's session. Thank you so much for joining me for today's class. I hope you've enjoyed it. Tried to mix things up a little bit today. I'm going to do a little bit of a waffle now about the rest of the classes. So I did talk about this last week. I'm just going to keep going over it on every session now so that nobody has any surprises of sessions finishing. So today marks the countdown of 3 weeks. So this is the 3rd of my last, the 2nd week into my last month. Sorry, I didn't explain that very well. So including today, we've got 3 full weeks of classes left. So that will bring me up to 30 weeks of pregnancy. And I've decided to stop then because I'm just getting really uncomfortable. You can probably really see it today. I'm just uncomfortable moving around the floor and some exercises are really aggravating me. And so I just feel like 30 weeks is a good place to stop. Gives me a little bit of a break before I'm due. And I just don't think I'm going to be able to move around for that much longer after. If you were already a client of mine before we went into lockdown, you should have had a message from me, either email, text, WhatsApp, Facebook, however I usually get hold of you. If you haven't had a message, I'd really appreciate it if you could check, just double check, and then let me know. Quite easy to miss people off. I have had people message me already when I'm not seeing anybody. Especially if you're a drop-in person, I might have missed you off then. If you weren't a client of mine and you just joined in during these sessions for lockdown, thank you so much for joining me. Everyone, thank you for joining me. It's been really nice to see lots of my existing clients Lots of my clients who for some reason stopped, or I don't run those classes anymore, and lots of new faces. It's been really great. I've had a really nice variety of people and had really nice feedback and comments from you all, so thank you so much. These classes have literally been a godsend for me just as much as they have you guys, to keep me motivated and moving and sane during lockdown. And now that lockdown is easing, I'm going into the last trimester, which classes me as vulnerable, so I have to still be quite careful. Yeah, so we're counting down now, unfortunately. I'll probably get a little bit more emotional as we go through the weeks and towards the end, as it's a bit weird to know that I won't be teaching for a fair while anyway. I'm going to stop waffling now. I hope you all had a really nice weekend, and I hope you have a lovely week. Enjoy the sunshine. Hope to see lots of you for the rest of the week. Take care. Bye bye.